Hello, I'm Rob Kubik, school psychologist for the Akron Public Schools, and I wanted to take a moment to talk to you a little bit about some of the challenges of implementing an RTI model in a large urban district. In the Akron Public Schools, where I've been working for over 20 years, the main challenge that we have is that our pyramids, our Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 that you see in your textbooks or in your classroom, they don't look like that in Akron. In many of our buildings, the pyramids are actually upside down, where the vast majority of students are not working at or around grade level and need a whole ton of additional intervention and support to be successful and access grade level curriculum. So whereas a textbook of yours might say 80-85% of kids are working within this large green Tier 1 model, there are many of our buildings where 2/3 of the kids are actually targeted, intensive, and needing a whole lot more support than you might normally predict in most school buildings. So what to do in that paradigm when the vast majority of kids need that additional support from you as a school psychologist or from your building intervention teams? What you really have to do is take a look at what you're doing in that Tier 1 and what you can do to be an advocate, a consultant, a resource to your building to support more kids in the general education classroom. There simply is not enough time or resource in any districts like ours to go ahead and implement specific norm reference psychological testing and qualify every single one of those students. It's kind of like the analogy of throwing starfish back into the water. Yes, it makes a difference for each starfish you throw into that water, but what you really need to do is use your leadership, use your influence and your advocacy to move the beach in general. And that's what we're trying to do in Akron Public Schools. The way that we do that is through what we call our professional learning communities, where teachers, either by grade level in the elementary grades or by subject and content area at middle and high school, are given regular opportunities throughout their work week to convene and to look at data and see how kids are making or not making progress in their general curriculum. And what they will do is, let's say we're going to do a unit on the cell for biology in 6th grade. I go ahead as a classroom teacher and I issue an assessment to all of my kids and see what kind of knowledge they're coming in with about the cell. Then based on that pretest, I'm going to go ahead and tier them on that one lesson in the classroom over the next week or two and disaggregate them into groups so that I can better frame support and resources for each of those kids. So some of the kids might come in with a lot of pre-existing knowledge, a lot of confidence and comfort with that subject matter, and I can give them extended learning activities and they can work on those things relatively independently. Other kids are going to probably fall somewhere in the middle where there is going to be some group instruction. I can do some intervention and support and they're going to be fine. Other kids are going to need individual and small group instruction in order to be successful. Those are going to be my most intensive kids, and I'm going to design a different program for how that's going to look for them. Then I will go ahead and do my lesson, my planning, my intervention over a week or two period. I'll do a post-test, and I'll look at my results and see how are my kids responding to the instruction and intervention that I'm providing. Then I will also have other 6th grade science teachers in my building who I'm partnering with at that professional learning community and asking them, what did you do? What was successful? What worked and what didn't? We let the data speak. People who have significant gains with their kids, specifically their at-risk kids, we're looking to adopt and make uniform all of those interventions that they did that were very successful. The way that we're doing this new PLC allows for that sharing. They're typically scheduled throughout the week so that we have a PLC for science on one day, for social studies on another day. These teachers are given the professional time to look at those data and better plan their intervention and support programs.